and done.
Well, it's like they say, you might not come when you want it, but it's always right on time. And we're live with another episode of BS Busters. This is the midweek cast. Sorry, running a little bit late, but something popped up. But before we get further in there, let's first introduce ourselves. Let the lady go first.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. This is Joe Ariel. I'm going to start welcoming you to the BS Busters. And something tells me we got a direct coming this way.
Yeah. Some people are saying that. I'll go second because this time, this podcast is going to be run by someone else this time because he came up with the idea, so he gets to run it. He's the captain now. Like Captain Phillips. Captain now. So it's me, Mr. Red Fox. I'm not running this podcast. Someone else is. But when I'm not facilitating BS Busters, I'm playing games, running a business, living life, whatever. Go ahead, Pinky.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is P. Don from Video Game Facts, and I will be the one running this show.
Yeah.
Okay? For today's topic, we're going to be discussing a hypothetical Nintendo Direct that's been rumored to be scheduled for this month because everyone is already thirsty for one. Because everyone wants to get their hands on the Joker DLC as well as the various leaks that happened in the past few days, such as Best Buy.
All right. So, who wants to dive in first?
Can I at least say something to all these thirsty mother Fs?
Okay.
Seriously, people. You gotta wait for Nintendo to give out their time of the Direct. I mean, if anything, if they haven't posted anything to their YouTube channel about Direct or on their own website about it, they usually order it a day in advance.
That's correct.
Please.
Which reminds me, this throughout the entire week there was this rumor going around that the Direct was supposed to schedule by tomorrow, which is this Thursday. And it originated from a source called Gaming Intel, a website that's known to pay people to read their whatever leaks or rumors they post on their website, leading to people believe they are an unreliable / untrustworthy source. And they have a right to say so because so far Nintendo has yet to announce a Direct for tomorrow in advance.
Fair enough. So since no one has done their baseless speculation, I'll do baseless speculation. I'll dive into the deep end, like 10 feet, 12 feet, 18, 15, 16, 18, 20 feet. I'll dive in there. I'll dive in the deep end. So here's what I think. I think if they do have a Direct, if not tomorrow, sometime in April, I think here's what they'll talk about. Number one, they're probably going to talk about the Smash Brothers DLC, but they're not going to go ultra in depth in it. They're gonna just use that as a segue so that they can say, oh, and Persona 4 or Persona 5, whatever the little secondary version that Atlas is known to do. That's also coming to the Switch. They'll use that as a segue, and they're like, yeah, but they'll say the Joker DLC isn't coming till this time. But before you have to worry about that, Persona 5, whatever is coming, that's what they'll do it for. I think with Metroid Prime 4 being rebooted, redone from the ground up, because for some reason they can't believe that Namco Bandai managed to fuck that one up. They'll probably.
Why am I not surprised?
Metroid Prime trilogy being ported over to the system.
It's funny how you mentioned Metroid Prime 4 because according to the Best Buy leaks, Persona 5 and the Metroid Prime trilogy were leaked.
Yeah, well, a Metroid Prime trilogy makes sense because like they have to keep that game fresh in people's minds, and since the game's already been made and they ported so many other Wii U titles to the Switch, why not the Metroid Prime trilogy? I don't think it would be that difficult to do the same gameplay with the Wiimotes, with the Joy-Cons. Like literally. I mean, when you really think about it, Joy-Cons are basically the third generation of the Wiimote anyway. So why not? So there you go. I think they might announce some other stuff too, like some ports of stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, those are kind of like my safe speculations. Now I'm going to do out there. I think Intelligent Systems will say, oh, and by the way, not only do we have the new Fire Emblem coming out, but we're also releasing a new Advance Wars.
Oh, you can hear the salt from that.
Yeah, I'd like a new Advance Wars. I wouldn't get mad about it.
I heard people say that if we want Advance Wars, we also want more Fire Emblem. But if anything, I'd say this: give Fire Emblem a rest. They've been working.
I mean, at this point, I would take I'm about Fire Emblemed out. I would prefer to have a new Advance Wars, or even hell, another Paper Mario, just not like Sticker Star or Color Splash.
Color Splash better than Sticker Star.
Yeah, but saying like Color Splash being better than Sticker Star is like saying like Smash Brother Ultimate story mode is better than Smash 4's story mode. That's not hard to do. That's like, man, jump over this broom handle that I threw on the ground. It's like that's not hard to jump over that. It's on the ground. I can literally just step over it. That's not a high bar to go over. So like in that regard, I'm like, okay, I don't really want to, like if they said we're doing another Smash Brothers and it's like a 1,000 Year Door, but maybe a little bit more accessible, like with party members and interesting story and cooking, I'd be cool with that. But anyway, this is just baseless. So there you go. That's there you go. Or even more baseless speculation. They're making a Mario. They're making a Mushroom Kingdom, a real-time strategy game where basically you have different factions that play like each of them have units that have similar roles, but they're different. So like if you're playing Mushroom Kingdom, you've got like Goombas and Toads and stuff like that. If you're playing Bowser, you've got like your basic Boozers or Goombas. Yeah. And you can summon like one heroic unit, like you fill up some type of meter, you could summon a heroic unit, but you can only have one at any given time, and like they can only stay on the field for a certain amount of time. So like a heroic unit would be Princess Peach. Maybe she can heal units around her, or Mario, who has high attack. Luigi maybe has high defense, stuff like that. Bowser's heroic units would be a little bit different. Like his heroic unit would be Kamek the Koopa, or the Magic Koopa from back in the day. Maybe Charging Chuck. Maybe Sergeant Charging Chuck. I don't know. But yeah, I'd like.
Or even the Planet Plants.
Or if Nintendo really wants to be cool, they maybe they'll release another sports game, but it'll be
hopefully a sports collection.
No, I was gonna say they'll do a basketball game, but it'll be football, but it'll be like Mario football, not soccer football.
Not soccer.
Football, yeah, American football. People getting smashed in the face, stomped, kicked, beaten.
Goombas already get that job.
Yeah, I mean Mario already stomps people and drop kicks them and tackles them. So I mean it'd be a fairly easy sidestep into American football, except it's arcadey, so it's like the Mushroom Kingdom and stuff.
I think that's the only game type that Mario hasn't been in.
Yes, he's been in basketball. He's been in soccer. He's been in golf, boxing, tennis.
I'm iffy about the boxing one because
He was the
all we
ref.
know.
He was
Yeah.
the ref in
Punch Out.
Punch Out. He's been in Dance Offs and Dance Revolution on the GameCube, the Mushroom Kingdom one. So yeah, I think it would be totally fair for Mario to finally step into the gridiron. Sudden death. So it's your turn, Pinky. What do you think?
Well, let's see. I expect, of course, any updates about the Smash Brothers version 3.0 update. The supposed leaked titles from Best Buy. Updates new information for Super Mario Maker 2, Luigi's Mansion, Pokemon Sword and Shield, and Animal Crossing. As well as a brand new trailer for the recently announced Mario and Sonic at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. And of course, one new surprise title from Nintendo. Don't know what.
I was with you until you said Mario and Sonic at the Olympics.
Same here. I mean, you heard me, right, Red?
Yeah, I hate those games so very much. And I'm not the type of person who normally just hates on games, but I hate Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. Oh God, I hate those games.
I was going to say that's traditional too. That's as much trash as EA Sports.
It's not that bad. It's not EA Sports bad. It's just like, I mean, I don't know about you, but I've never liked mini game collections, and that's basically what most of those sports games are. They're mini game collections. They're just a collection of mini games. And
if I want a mini game collection, give me Mario Party.
Even Mario Party just is not like my cup of tea because it's just so many mini games. Like I
understand what you're getting at. It's just that I was saying that
It has
if I
its
want
audience.
mini game collections like that, then I want Mario Party to be that, not
like for
some.
me, mini games are cool when it's like an aside. Like if the whole game is built on mini games, I can't deal with that. Which is why like Mario Party and Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2. Like, because like 50% of the game was like your standard battling, except instead of you choosing things, you use the C buttons, which is kind of weird. And not the C buttons, the directional.
Yeah, the C. Yeah, I know the C button.
Yeah,
those buttons.
Which was kind of weird, but I mean, you could get past that. But like the other half of that game was just shitty mini games, like Metapod Smash and fishing. It was like, come on, man, you could do better.
People like those mini games.
Yeah, because it broke up the monotony of the battle system. Like that was like, because that battle system. Like, here's the thing: Pokemon's battle system, even with all the innovations they've made over the years, even though
it's still stupid simple. I know.
Boring. So it's like if you in Stadium's battle system was really, really, really fucking boring. So especially the ones on the N64. Now they did something for the Genius Sonority, the two Pokemon Stadium type games that they made for the GameCube. You could speed up the battles and skip the animations, which made it go much faster. But my God, on Stadium, it was like,
I was going to say, Stadium and Stadium 2, they have the same issue that you can't skip some battle animations.
And also the Pokemon never touch each other, which I just think is kind of stupid, but whatever.
That's been a recurring thing with all of those systems, even in Battle Revolution. So please don't think that.
You would think. No, and Pokken Tournament is the first Pokemon Stadium. Like the idea when someone said Pokemon,
it's not Stadium.
I know, but it basically
I will
in my
get on
head,
your face for that.
when someone said, like when I was a kid, before Pokemon Stadium came out, and someone said, "Hey, Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon fight each other, and it's in 3D." My idea for that was Pokken Tournament, which makes more sense than what they do in Pokemon Stadium, which is kind of sad, but you know, it is what it is. But anyway, yeah, That's my only
gripe.
Yeah.
Or
gripe with minigame collections.
Because it just gets boring after a while. It's like, I mean, the only minigame collection that isn't like, oh my god, I'm tired of this shit is WarioWare, and even WarioWare gets kind of.
I got WarioWare Gold, and if anything, it has the annoyance factor of speed. So that's the only thing that bugs me a lot with it.
The WarioWare mini games are so weird and kind of some of them are so weird and fucked up that I can kind of like it doesn't get boring to me. But the other mini game collections where it's like, you know, hey, you gotta go down this road, this path on a go-kart, but you gotta time the button presses or you'll stall out. It's like, come on, man. WarioWare has weird stuff like, hey, this girl's got a snot coming out of her nose. You gotta suck it up. I'm like, that is so weird. I just gotta give that to you. That's give it up. And then there's an overall mini game like in the first one where Dr. Kilgore drank a bad potion and had to work it out over the toilet.
Oh God, I remember.
If you mess up all those things, he runs out of TP and he's fucked. So I mean, like, it's like okay, this minigame collection, there's like stakes involved, there's like a little story going on. I like that. But like the normal minigame collections, just I can't take it. I can't take it.
At least with the WarioWare you could actually replay those things and try to keep that story going as long as you can.
Yeah. Yeah. Or the two dudes who were or the two dudes, the two taxi driver guys who were taking this guy, and it turns out the dude's a mermaid, and he doesn't even pay his tab. He just jumps in the ocean. So, I mean, like little stuff like that, or like Kat and Anna who have to save this lord, so they wind up fighting a demon. I mean, it's like there's like WarioWare is like the exception to my mini game hatred, but because the games are they're quick, they're easy to get into, and they're over. You know, and then you have like a little ultra mini game at the end that's kind of like, here's your reward for going through all that shit. Boom, and then you're done. I like that. Yeah.
Though, if anything, that's the one thing I'm actually missing in these Pokemon games right now, in a sense, because somehow they keep on removing them, or keep subtracting while quote unquote adding things. The mini games. I mean, something to actually do besides the Pokemon battles.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of games do that. Like something they have something cool and then they take it away.
It's usually due to increase some replay value for going back and forth between the older titles and newer titles, so that way they're both unique in their own way.
Or they take away stuff that was kind of cool in the old ones. Like I said, you know, Pokemon Emerald Battle Frontier, that was really cool. And then
Battle Frontier did have an improvement when we went to the battle factories, as in the 5-1, not the single.
Well, I mean, just from Emerald to Emerald and Ruby and Sapphire, they had the Battle Frontier, and then you go to the re-releases, and it's like because the Battle Frontier, like, they had conditions on it which forced you to play in new and interesting ways, which made you into a better Pokemon trainer, like for the actual competitive aspect, because then it opened you up to new strategies and new ways to play, which I thought was really, really like I think that's what extra content should do, is forces you to basically play in new ways to make you into a better gamer at that particular game. But then they kind of, you know, hey, let's just have a little battle tournament thing where you fight old people from other games. Okay.
But people actually like that tournament, which is why they consider Gen 5 to be the best generation of the series.
I'll you know, I don't think that many people like it. I think that you have a vocal minority. That's what I think. I don't think, because if people liked it that much, they would have kept it throughout all the games, but they didn't. So I mean, like, here's the thing. If you want to keep a battle tournament, here's my idea, okay? You want to keep a battle tournament, here's what would make a battle tournament at the end of the game interesting. If, like, as you get a certain win streak, like you get 10, you meet a past character, that character becomes available to fight, like, as a normal trainer out in the wild, right? So then you can run into that person and get experience or maybe some rare item plus money, something like that. That'd be interesting, but just like, hey, it's Red from Gen 1. It's Blue from Gen 1. Oh, that's cool. It's Gold and Silver from Gen 2. That's Giovanni. Didn't he say he was never going to use a Pokemon again? What the fuck that come from?
Trust me, that there's some things that you gotta suspend your image of disbelief on.
That's only happened in the first 2 generations.
I'm being facetious. I'm just using an extreme example to make a point. I'm using irony and sarcasm. But anyway, yeah, that's all I'm saying. I need something a little bit more in depth. I know some people are going to get mad because people love to get angry all the time.
I just remembered. Just to clarify, what I was expecting, what I expect from a direct that might come. Hopefully, some news about Metroid 4, some news about Smash, and seeing how it might add something, or what's with all these special events that are going on, or if there's ones coming up,
like the recently leaked stage builder mode
for Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Yeah. Nintendo accidentally leaked it in one of their newest trailers.
Yeah, but they had Stage Builder in the Wii U game. And didn't they have Stage Builder in Brawl? No, that was only Wii U. Sorry.
Yeah, they have Stage Builder in both Brawl and Wii U.
Yeah, I mean, it would be weird. It would be weird if they had something like that and they took it out, for the ultimate version of Smash Brothers. So,
I think that
they had to leave it out on the original version because they were solely focused on bringing back every single past character.
Yeah. Anyway,
I was on about the updates to Smash 4, and maybe figure out what new games the third parties may be throwing in. Hopefully something good. I'm looking at you, Square.
Well, first of all, you said 2 things that just kind of messed it up. Square. That's where you messed up right there, Square.
Yeah, because if anything, that's the thing, because they're re-releasing their old games, and I'm just hoping that they come out with something new. And I'm guessing it probably won't happen.
Good luck with that. I mean, like, here's the thing, and I know some people are going to say, Mr. Red Fox, you're such a hater. Look, I grew up with Squaresoft, okay? I
had Squaresoft games, and I even know that Red's right on that point.
But, I mean, the way they are now, shit, I wouldn't trust them to find their ass with 2 hands and a map and a flashlight and help.
I hope that somebody has some common sense to try to announce something new.
What I'm saying is that they're incompetent.
Yeah, that's the thing. The only thing I have a little bit of hope for is that they announce something new, and that's a low bar already. Lower than the bar that was set when Sticker Star came onto the scene.
Yeah, and that's hard because Sticker Star is, that's a bad game. Ooh,
yeah, I said the bar is pretty low, and I mean that's low.
I mean, like, let me put it this way: Sticker Star is so bad it makes Final Fantasy 13 look competent.
I would largely disagree.
Before anyone says, "How dare you?" Here's what I mean by that. Okay, Final Fantasy 13 has a party, multiple characters. You can equip weapons and level up and customize shit and go to different villages and travel around. Okay? Sticker Star doesn't have any of that shit. So on a technical level, even though Final Fantasy 13 is absolute shit, on a technical level, it is a better constructed RPG than Sticker Star. That is fucking embarrassing because Final Fantasy 13 is shit. But compared to Sticker Star, how can you be lower than shit? Be Paper Mario Sticker Star. That's even lower than shit.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I was comparing my expectations of a quality of a game that Square Enix is making, and that bar is set at low. There's problems.
And you know what the sad thing is that Sticker Star comes off of 3 relatively competently made Paper Mario games. Like the first Paper Mario for the N64, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, which I still say is one of the best games in the series. And then Super Paper Mario, which, I mean,
it's a platformer. I'm going to say it.
It's a platformer with RPG aspects, but the story is really, really dark and kind of good. It's really good. It's really dark and really good. So it's a platform with RPG elements, and then you go from that to Sticker Star, which is just like this is like an RPG for brain dead people. Like if someone's in a coma, let them play Sticker Star. They might be able to beat it because it's really fucking easy, and it's an RPG for people who don't want to play RPGs. And I'm like, if you don't want to play RPGs, why are you playing this? But I know some people are going to get mad because how dare you say that? But look, not every game made by Nintendo is fucking awesome. Okay.
I was about to say Nintendo has a high batting average, but even they are not 1,000.
I would say Nintendo's like a 95. 95% of the time, they're going to have a really good game. But that 5%, ooh, boy, that 5%.
It's hard to notice, but when it's in the spotlight by itself, it's clear as day.
You're gonna get shit like Wii Music and Sticker Star. You're gonna get things where it's like, come on, you could do better than this.
Sticker Star, Wii Music,
story mode
the Virtual Boy.
You're gonna get the story mode. Well, but the thing is, like, there were good games on the Virtual Boy. You're gonna get the story mode of Smash Brothers 4.
I was gonna say there was none in Smash 4.
I know, that's my point. You know, you're gonna get some shit like that where it's like, come on, you can do better than this. Come on, you can do better than this. I mean, I love Nintendo, but sometimes they do stuff where I'm just like, come on, man, you could do better than this. Come on.
It happens randomly, but it's low randomness.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like 95% of the time Nintendo will give you bordering from a good game to a great game. But that 5%, when you see a bad Nintendo game, like a game where they just fucked up, it's so stark because the rest of it is so good. Like, I mean, if you look at Sega, like Sega's like a 30-70. Like 70% of the time you'll get good games from them. The other 30%, it's like, well, it's Sega. What do you expect? You know, EA is like 75-25. 75% of the time you'll get shit from them. 25% you'll get maybe something halfway decent. Activision is like 30-70. Like 30% of the time you'll get a good game. 70% of the time you'll get shit. Atlas is like a 85-15. 85% of the time you'll get a good game from them. 15% they'll fuck up. That's all those that's all those Persona dance party games and fighting games. I'm like, who the fuck wants to play a Persona fighting game? Look, if you got time and energy to put in a fucking fighting game, you should put that shit to a Persona RPG. But anyway, let's Pinky.
So, there's one thing I forgot to mention. Due to recent news, I suspect that the leaked Metroid Prime trilogy port for the Switch might support Labo VR as well. Same with Metroid Prime 4.
Well, I mean, as long as it's optional, I don't really care. Just me. I mean, I don't feel like.
Of course, it's gonna be optional.
I mean, like, here's the thing, okay? Like, I don't feel strongly either way. My only thing is it going to have gyroscopic controls that mimic or even better than what we had with the Wiimote motion controls? Then I'm happy. Like, as long as I can go around in first person, shooting things, using the grappling hook to pull armor off of enemies, and switching around visors to hit enemies in their secret spots where they can be destroyed. Like the stuff that makes Metroid Prime and a Metroid Prime where it still kind of adheres to the I can't get over there until I get a special ability that's going to let me be able to go over there, and then when you go over there, it opens up a new area so you can explore more, get more cool shit, that type of thing. That's all I want. It's nothing. I don't think that's too much to ask for either. I don't think I'm asking for too much.
And for the inedible announcements of third-party ports, I'm at least expecting Five Nights at Freddy's collection to be officially announced.
Well, I mean, to each his own. I mean, personally, I don't really care, but I know some people like that game, so God bless them. And they'll probably have an announcement for maybe Shakedown Hawaii, or
as well as the announcement of the Switch version of A Hat in Time and the Guacamelee Duology collection.
Yeah, they could do that, or they could, and they'll probably announce more information about the new Steambot Chronicle game, Steambot Quest, which I like. In that game where you play the samurai guy with the sword, with the katana, who goes around killing people one blow at a time.
Yeah.
And then if you take a damage, you can go back. You can rewind time in order to fix your mistake, which is a cool premise.
In short, the game is known as Perfect Run. I mean, you have to have a perfect run in order to defeat that level.
I guess I'm just.
And originally, I assumed that they'll be announcing Reggie's official retirement within the direct, because this week is supposed to be the week when he retires, which is why people think that the direct is going to be this week. But since that rumor about the April 11th direct is fake, I guess the retirement segment won't come into fruition. It'll be part of the direct after all, since it'll be shown like a few days or weeks after his retirement. Unless they somehow pre-recorded it.
Usually, directs are pre-recorded, or they have some kind of pre-edited moment.
How can I put this nicely? I don't know. Like, I mean, they'll probably, like, Reggie will probably give his farewell, but it's probably not going to be as big a deal as people think. Just saying.
And of course, a segment of introducing Doug Bowser.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But that's just me. I could be wrong. I don't know. Because when people have come into Nintendo and big things, it's more like the old people just disappear and the new person introduces themselves. So I think Reggie's farewell will probably be a Twitter thing, like a little Twitter video of like a minute or something, and then Doug Bowser would just introduce himself. Like I don't think you're gonna see this big thing come up. Because when Howard Lincoln left, I mean, he didn't get any big farewell. He just kind of, I'm gone. Someone else popped in.
I mean, directs didn't exist back then.
That's true, but I mean, I just don't see. Nintendo is not the type of company who makes a big deal when people retire. Like they just don't. They don't. Like when Jinyo Takeda left, there was no big thing.
It was that.
Yeah, he was just gone. It's like he's retiring, and they announced it, and he left. There wasn't like this big farewell. And I'm pretty sure if Satoru Iwata had lived and retired, I don't think he would have been like. Now he probably would have been like farewell or some things because of the whole Nintendo Direct thing, but like he still like like he would have like the thing is that like that's just Nintendo culture. Like they minimize the individual and like how you can best serve.
Focus on the whole.
Yeah. So I mean I'll miss Reggie, but I mean
he may be missed, but he will be at least remembered, and he will be remembered in the people's hearts. But the people that are coming in, they'll get the spotlight.
I mean, hell, Reggie is rich, so I mean, I don't. It's not like I feel sorry for him. Oh, poor rich man.
At least he goes out in style. You can always say that.
Oh boy, you made millions of dollars. Oh, poor you.
The only way he'd be poor is if he didn't have any fun in the experience. And I say he didn't. I at least think he had some kind of fun in it.
I mean, he worked for a video game company that went through highs and lows, but even their lows weren't that bad. It's not like they were in danger of going out of business or something.
I was going to make the joke of
that is what online forums would make it out to be.
Yeah, like let me put it this way: if any online business says, "Oh, Nintendo was gonna go broke," they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Okay, Nintendo was not about to go broke because of the Wii U.
If anything, they should be looking at something like Activision or
Well, even Activision isn't gonna go broke. I mean, they do fucked up shit, but they aren't gonna go broke.
Yeah, you're right. Besides, they got cushion.
I mean, even if like, here's the thing, okay? I don't really like Activision and I don't like EA, but I'm not gonna lie and say, oh, they're in trouble. Now, however, the fucked up shit that they do, if they continue to do it the way they run their business the way they have, there is a high chance that in the future, they're gonna have some major issues in their business. But I mean, things can change.
Things may change. I'm going to agree there, but if with how they usually do their business practices, people wish that they went broke.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not gonna say that because I mean, there are people who just want to do their jobs and take care of their families who work there, and I don't want to see them get fired because some other assholes are just being dicks.
That's the hard part. You don't want to aim at the people that are doing the hard work trying to make a good game, but you can't deny that you hate, loathe, and despise the ethics of the very top.
Yeah, and those are the people who need to be brought to task, not the people at the bottom. It's the people at the top who make the decisions that cause certain things to go a certain way. But it is what it is. But
I've got nothing else to say about the hypothetical April Direct.
All right, so I guess we can get to some of the news. I guess I'll take the hat of Pinky. Normally he's the news guy. I guess I'll be the news guy this time. Here's some news for you. Speaking about EA and their bullshit, it turns out that BioWare has been working their workers into having stress-related illness.
Stress-related illness from working on a game. That
sounds like something you expect from Japan.
Oh, well, that's what I was going to say. Not only have they been doing it, but Sakurai said that when he was working on Smash Brothers Ultimate, he would basically go and have an IV of some type of vitamins and stuff like that, and then get back to work.
Yeah, I've heard that news before.
I don't care who you are or what you do. If
take a break at times.
If you're working that hard to the point where they got to go and fucking like
get an IV drip.
Yeah, getting intravenous fluids put in. That is fucked up. I'm sorry. I know some people are gonna get angry. I know some people are gonna say, and that's fucked up either way you go. That's fucked up if Nintendo does it. It's fucked up if EA does it. Look, there is no job like
that is worth your health.
Well, there's no job where you should be working 100 hours a week, because that's what's happening. People are working 100 hours a week. There is no job on planet Earth where you should be working 100 hours a week, unless you're the president or the owner of unless you're running a country and your country is constantly being invaded or threats of invasion. If you're not running a country, and I mean a massive country at that, there is no goddamn reason
to be working that many hours.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even if, I mean, for one person to have that problem, that I have to wonder about their health.
If you wish that habits to stop, we can at least abolish capitalism, but that's never going to happen.
I mean, personally, I don't think the answer is abolishing capitalism. I think the answer is, and I know some people are going to get mad when I say this, but they need a union. Developers need a union.
That's the thing that bugs me, because some of these people that work so hard, they have barely any rights of sorts to work in the video game company, and well, their hopes and dreams get put into the grinder.
Yeah, I said it, and I know some people are going to get mad. How dare you, sir? Look, they need a union. And they need a because like I said, there's something seriously wrong with people working 100-hour weeks. Because I worked 70-hour weeks and I felt like I was dying. So I can't imagine someone having to work 100-hour week. Do you know that's working 10 hours a day, Monday through Sunday, or 12 hours a day for 5 days? No. 5 days. No, 6 days, Monday through Saturday.
Yeah.
That is insane. There is no reason for anyone to have to work that long.
What about working for longer periods of time, but on shorter days, like Monday through Thursday?
There are people who do that. There are people who work 40 hours a week, 4 days a week. So they work 10-hour days instead of 8-hour days. But you're still working 40 hours. It's just on 4 days a week. I don't see anything wrong with that. But if you're working like 70 hours,
if your work hours are near the triple digits,
yeah,
you need help.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And hearing people having to work that many hours to the point that they needed month-long breaks or they never came back, that's horrific.
Yeah, and I know people like to get angry. They're like, how can you say that? Look, listen, because basically they fool these people into thinking, well, if you work hard, you'll get some of the money. But the thing is, it's like most of these companies don't have profit sharing. Like the people who are getting the money are the people who fronted the bill for the game to get made, not the people who actually made the game. So forgive me if I'm not exactly.
No, I understand what you're referring to, because the same thing happens with movies. I mean,
yeah.
we had a writer's strikes for about a decade ago.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I don't want to hear, oh well, look, they need a union, okay? And I know people. Look, you're not going to get rid of capitalism. And look, listen. There's nothing inherent. Okay, there is something inherently wrong with capitalism because it rewards fucking over people at the bottom so that the people at the top can get more money. Here's the thing, okay? Unbridled capitalism is bad, just like unbridled socialism, unbridled, like any of the isms are bad. But capitalism with controls in place, where it's not unbridled, where there's some controls, is not bad, okay?
Yes.
Like if you're a CEO, okay, and you make $400,000 a year, $500,000 a year, and you run a multi-billion-dollar company, I have nothing against you making $500,000, okay? And your worker's average salary for a full-time worker is $50,000 to $60,000 to $70,000 to $80,000 to $100,000. I have nothing against that because you know what? You're working hard, you're getting your money. Even if you get stock incentives where your income could be more than your $500,000 a year, I have no problem with that. But this bullshit like they had at Activision where they were firing people. And then they gave this one dude who they just hired on who has not done anything a $13 million bonus. That is bullshit. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, rehiring somebody that left your company.
No, he used to work there? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was a guy who was rehired.
He formerly was there. He left. Then he got rehired. And gained enough profit that could have put money on the table for at least several of those workers that got fired at least 2 months.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm sorry. I know some people are gonna be like, well, and I know what some people are gonna say. Games are expensive to make, and therefore, because games are expensive to make, they have to make certain tough choices.
I'm sorry. Did I? Can you say that again? Because I actually had a great laugh from that.
Well, the argument against for all this shit is that games are expensive to make. Now, here's the thing. Okay? Like, I don't know about you. I would be willing to pay $100 for a game if the game was of
high quality.
Yeah.
Fully made. No bleeping bugs. And had great content.
Yeah. No, like, okay. I had this idea like several weeks ago. I said, look. Now, just hear me out. If they made an RPG that had the content of an MMO, but it was a single player RPG, like instead of you having to go and get partners, like you could recruit characters who were NPCs, but they leveled up just like you did. But it had the content of a fully featured MMO, like huge expansions, basically, instead of like DLC. I would pay $100 for that because you could play that game potentially for 5 or 6 years for $100. You'd have huge amounts of content for $100. I would be totally cool with that. I have no problem paying more for games if you're giving me something commensurate with what I'm paying for. But if you're gonna charge me,
$60 for generic beat number 10.
Yeah, I have a problem. Like, I remember there was this game that came out and it was a 5-hour game and it was $60. Oh yeah, I watched this re-review of Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 2. And I'm like, how the fuck are you going to charge someone $60 for a 5-hour game? Oh wait, the Order 1886 did the same thing. Like, You should never. There is no game on planet Earth that someone should charge you that much money for, and it is $60. I'm sorry. That's unacceptable.
Any other news?
I don't know. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Okay, Joel.
I'm trying to honestly think about this, but no, I'm out at the moment because if anything, I was going to bring up what Epic is gaining again, but I'm not sure if we already beat that horse enough.
All right. Well, can we summarize it for me?
With more games. Hold on, I just remembered now. You know who works with Epic Games? Tencent.
Those motherfuckers.
Yeah, they now went from being the back row to the front row with their own game store. I was remembering that now. So it makes me wonder what games are they're advertising and how much do they pay to grab them. And remember, folks, this is the parent company that was in charge of Epic Games, the same ones that have hacking issues, no reviews, and trying to pay off developers.
Yeah, I just don't. I can't deal with it. I know some people are going to get angry, but I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this bullshit.
I was going to say, first Epic Games, and now their parent company, Tencent, is getting onto the battlefield. Oh boy.
Yeah,
I have to agree. At this point,
yeah.
game stores versus Steam, it's like being a dead horse.
Oh, I mean, not even that. It's just like the more I hear about Tencent and Epic, the more I'm like, I really don't want to use your service. Like, even for games I really want. Like, I really wanted the Outer Worlds, but I'm just gonna wait until it comes out on Steam.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go through Epic to get it. Like, I refuse to go through Epic to get that game.
And this is where I go into one more kind of rant for you guys. Excuse me for a bit. This is what I mean by having good competition. I mean, competition is always a good thing to have, which inspires companies to do their best and try to offer what they show is their claim to fame. But there is such a thing as beeping bad competition. The competition that some of the game makers are doing, such as Square Enix, Ubisoft, Activision, that's bad competition. What Epic and their company Tencent is doing, that's bad competition. Please get this into your beeping heads before we have to crack something.
Yeah.
There goes my rant.
And I know some people are gonna get mad because people love to get angry about stuff like that, but
and I'm sorry I had to bring that up because if anything, it was recent that it was from yesterday. I heard about that news.
Oh, it looks like I guess it's my turn for some news.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's time to address the trailer for the upcoming Dragon Quest movie.
Oh boy.
Do 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 do.
The movie is set to come out in Japan this August.
It's Japan only.
Yeah, so far at least. And however, the Japanese audience are very critical about it.
Well, they should be. I mean,
but it surprises me because the CG animation for that movie looks superior to the CG animation in the upcoming Mewtwo Strikes Back remake. We got a new trailer today.
I don't trust any of it, man.
And the model and the CG animation for the human characters look pretty stiff looking in comparison to the human characters in the Dragon Quest movie. Of course, the reasons behind the Japanese audiences disliking the new Dragon Quest movie is one, the use of celebrity characters instead of professional voice actors, and two, not using Akira Toriyama's art style.
Yeah. I think the major thing is not using Akira Toriyama's art style, because Akira Toriyama's art style is what makes it's one of the core things that makes Dragon Quest Dragon Quest. Like Dragon Quest does not look right if it doesn't use Akira Toriyama's art style. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And although his studio Bird Studios is being credited.
You mean Armor Bird Studios?
Yeah. Akira Toriyama himself is not credited.
Okay.
Yeah,
makes me wonder what happened.
They aren't even using the art style, because none of that shit looks like, none of those characters look like Akira Toriyama has a very distinct art style. Like the Dragon Quest games always look kind of like this could be an alternate universe version of DBZ. Like, right. That's how Dragon Quest looks. This shit doesn't look anything like that. Like, not even close. So, like, you can tell, like, what they didn't want to give Akira Toriyama his money. Is that what happened? They wanted to cheap out.
Either that, or there's some issues that are starting to rise, and that could open up another can of worms.
I mean, they even got the Dragon Quest series' main composer, Koichi Sugiyama, on board with the movie. But not Akira Toriyama?
Yeah. So it bothers me. It bothers me that they don't use Akira Toriyama's art style. Like, how the hell are you gonna? I mean, like, at this point, Akira Toriyama's art style is a core aspect of that game, you know?
Yeah.
And how are they not going to have that? I will never understand. But, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm planning to cover this at BGF, but we're starting to do a ban policy on certain websites for sources, with Kotaku and One Angry Gamer HD being two of those examples.
I mean, I'm going to keep it real.
IGN was the two that you were aiming for.
I'm going to keep it real. I don't think Kotaku should be part of that list, just because Kotaku isn't. They aren't always necessarily
reliable.
No, I said they aren't. Well, they aren't always necessarily as bad as people may make them out to be. Because, I mean, like I said, sometimes they're messed up, but sometimes you get good stuff from them. Like some of those investigative things from Jason Schreier, where like that guy who worked at IGN who just like told all those fucking lies about that stuff he made. And he was like, yeah, I that's totally my review. And then he's like, yeah, I dare you to find other shit that I plagiarized. He's like, okay. And then they came up with all this shit that he plagiarized. And I mean,
Teresa, you open your mouth, you're gonna get yourself hurt.
yeah, because sometimes there is stuff where there is stuff where sometimes where they actually like where there actually is like real journalism going on Kotaku, you know. Although it's rare, it's rare, but I wouldn't ban that. But some of the other
I was
stuff,
gonna say, like finding gold rare.
but that's just me.
I hear you. If anything, I try to go off their usual average of believable articles to BS. And if their BS is over a certain point, then you might want to reconsider using them as a source.
Well, I could go use the original source that Kotaku was sourcing, but it's all in Japanese. So
and let me guess, Google Translate can't figure it out.
Yeah, I mean Google Translate is very unreliable at times.
I know, but if anything, I was trying to figure out if there's any other translate systems that work.
That I don't know.
But that's just me. I mean, I can't really, you know, everyone has their own thing, but that's just me. That's.
And of course, I remember your post saying how you think this movie is going to be bad because how it's going to condense most of those important plot elements of Dragon Quest V, which this movie is based off of.
Yeah, because I mean, Dragon Quest V has so much stuff going on in it. I don't think you could do justice to it with just, you know,
condensing it to like a 2-hour film.
Yeah, but here's the thing: anime films are never 2 hours. They're never 2 hours. They're like 70, 80 minutes. They're even shorter than that. Like you cannot tell that story. And it's like Dragon Quest V has a very deep story. Like way deeper than a normal Dragon Quest. If I was gonna do a Dragon Quest movie, I would do Dragon Quest 1. Because it's simple. Okay, you're the descendant of Loto, and you've got to rescue a princess and fight Draco Lord. Very easy. Like you can do that. You can do that in an hour. You can do that in 70 minutes. That's a long ass OVA.
You can actually add things into that OVA and make it even better for Star's sake.
But you know, what do I know? You know, I'm just a dude. You know, but I mean, you get what I'm saying? Like, you know. It's kind of like when I see Hollywood say we're gonna make Dune the movie. Dune is such a long into like a movie, and they're like, yeah, it's gonna be like Star Wars. I'm like, Dune is such a long movie. It's not.
I mean, it depends if they're just gonna adapt the original Dune, which is only like 3 episodes long.
What, Dune?
Yeah.
Dune.
Oh, you're talking about Dune. I thought you said Doom.
No. Dune. Dune is a.
Yeah. I know that. I know Dune.
Yeah, that's very long. Like very long and not like. you know, it's not something that I would really say, oh, this is something you can make into a little short movie. Like, why would you do that?
It has to be made into a television series, which I think hearing it's already being made into one.
Yeah, it's been done before, and it's like either that or a mini series where it's like 5 or 6 episodes. Like they're like, yeah, we're gonna make it into a movie, and I'm like there's nothing you can add to this that's gonna make this work, dude. Why are you?
Unless you split it into 2 or 3 parts.
Yeah, and even then, that would be kind of weird because Dune is just so like deep.
Not to mention risky, because if the first movie flops at the box office, say goodbye to making making part 2.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
But that's the Dragon Quest. That's the Dragon Quest movie for you. To see if there's any more news we could discuss before we wrap things up.
Hopefully there's no bad news that is as bad as hearing Tencent coming into the battlefield.
Tencent, those shady ass motherfuckers.
Oh yeah. There is one more thing that I want to discuss, but we were unable to a few days ago on Sunday.
Saturday. Okay.
Staff by Jam were able to get a sneak peek of the Sonic movie trailer at CinemaCon.
Oh God.
Red, you might want to brace yourself.
Go ahead. Do it.
Let's see. According to them, it sounds absolutely bonkers, and it will play Gangster's Paradise throughout the trailer.
What?
Jesus.
What?
This is gonna be a turd.
Personally, here's the thing for me. Personally, I know Mario had his moment of movie sunshine, but I never thought Sonic would have it worse than Mario.
I mean, it could possibly happen.
Yeah, what I've been hearing, the reactions to the trailer were mixed.
If it was Artifact mixed, oh God, get ready to see the bottom of the barrel, Sonic. And if you're wondering, there's a clip on YouTube. I mean, there's a game trailer for a game called Artifact. It has so many negative votes. I wonder if they was going to do any downvote scrubbing.
You want to know?
Yeah, that was those downvotes was due to the game studio banning one of its players for exposing bugs from the game.
You want to know why? You want to know why Mario, the Super Mario Brothers movie was so bad? Everyone's like, how could it be this bad? Because the people who made the game had never played a Mario game. Who made the movie had never played a Mario game. So how the fuck are you going to make a movie about a video game that you've never played?
Here's the thing. I thought Sonic would not get worse than Mario in that case. But it looks like it's going to be that way.
It's going to be the yang to Detective Pikachu's yin.
Yeah, but I actually think Detective Pikachu could be good. I don't think that
Sonic's gonna make it through opening night.
And the reason I think Detective Pikachu could be good is because it seems like it could be interesting. It's going to show you a different side of the Pokemon universe because the guy who's the main character, he's not a Pokemon trainer. He's just a guy, you know, who he can understand Pokemon, but he's not a Pokemon trainer, and that's an interesting proposition, you know.
Yeah. That's a proposition that's very different from I'm gonna say
Every other
this.
Pokemon movie where it's a guy who's a Pokemon trainer, you know, and in every other Pokemon movie, it's been Ash Ketchum who is a shitty Pokemon trainer on top of being a Pokemon trainer. So, you know,
if they gave the role to someone else, then it might be interesting. But no. We get Ketchum. Come on!
You know, not a very good Pokemon trainer. Not to mention, he just leans too heavily on Pikachu. Like they tell you that when you play Pokemon, like if you're good at it, like don't use the same Pokemon over and over and over again.
Well, there have been attempts of beating every Pokemon game with only just your starter.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you can do that with you can do that with a starter if you teach it the right move set. Like because the starters are meant to be kind of like.
And there have been self-imposed challenges on completing a game with using.
Yeah, I know. There's like the Magikarp challenge and all that stuff, but you know, typically that's not how the game's meant to be played. It's like, yeah, you can learn. Like if you're right-handed, you can learn to be left-handed if you tie your right hand behind your back and just use your left hand, but that's not how to learn. That's not a very effective way to learn how to be left-handed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
but it provides a challenge to gain an achievement.
Yeah, but there are no achievements for doing that. Like unless some shit that you made up yourself, but there's no like you don't get anything out of it. Just, you know, the satisfaction of, hey, look, I played this.
It's just a new skill.
Yeah. Not that there's anything inherently wrong with that.
Yeah.
You know, you get what I'm saying? It's like I think people are just like, that's just not how it was meant to be played. I mean, I know some people are gonna get mad when they hear that. Oh, how dare you, you bastard. 4, 8. But
speaking of the way it's meant to be played, did you guys hear the controversies in regards to gaming journalism asking for an easy option?
Oh God! I'm gonna say this right now. If there's a game, you have to judge the game based on what kind of game style it is, not the fact that it should be for everyone, but should be for whoever plays it. As in, is it the easy part? Is it an easy Dark Souls? Is it a hard Dark Souls? Or is it something that's like Dark Souls, but with an interesting twist?
I think some games can have an easy mode. I think some games don't need it. I think it all depends on what type of game it is. Like if you're playing a platformer, like a soul-crushingly hard platformer, not everyone is going to have the skills to play a game like that. So it would not be fair to like,
if it were say a JRPG, then a difficulty option isn't necessary since you'll eventually out-level the CPUs.
I'm just saying, it doesn't make sense for a game like that to just be, you know, like, because not everyone is going to have the skills to do that. Like, there's certain games. Look, I consider myself to be a core gamer. I've played a lot of games in my life, but there's some games where I'm like, this is not easy.
Right.
You know, not every gameplay style. Like, okay, I'm good at playing like platformers, RPGs, stuff like that. But then there's some other games where I'm just like, oh, fuck this game, you know?
I would say tactic games would probably be that.
Well, sports games for me. Like, if someone came up to me and say, hey, play Madden, I'm like, I can't help you. Like I mean, I can play Madden, but like playing it competitively, like those people who are really good fucking playing Madden, I'm not one of those people.
Yeah. It makes me wonder.
Wait, there's a competitive meta on sports games?
That's the thing that bugs me. How is there such a thing as that? Especially when EA has the control of the license for who knows how long. They put in so many microtransactions that feels like that they're reaching for your credit card through the screen, and they barely update their game engine, which gives people that have experienced that advantage.
Well, the thing is, people just play it like competitively. But I mean, you get what I'm saying. It's like there are people who play certain games competitively and like who are like really good at it, and that's not like I'm not that guy. Like I don't play games competitively. I don't want to play games competitively.
I understand what you're getting at. I mean, if anything, I dip my toes in competitive every now and then, to see how the game rolls in a sense.
Well, no, actually, let me take that back. The only game I play competitively is Pokemon. And the only reason I played Pokemon competitively because that's what we had at the time. We could do that.
I would say what's your competitive itch as of this year or as of present?
I mean, when I played it competitively, I was relatively good. I mean, I had more wins than losses. Nothing to like I would say maybe I was maybe a 75%. So like 3 times out of 4 I would win. And that one time, like the only time the times that I've lost is because I was fighting against someone who was using
a legendary.
No. I've developed strategies to kick people who like to use legendaries' asses. No, when I lose, it's because someone's using a strategy that is like my Pokemon teams are designed to take on people who like to use overpowered, really powerful Pokemon. The people who I've lost against are people who like to use move sets that aren't really about power, but about grinding you down over time or trapping you so that you can't swap out your Pokemon. Those type of people, those type of yeah, I hate that.
Callers.
But if it's fortunately, like when I did play competitively, that was only about 25% of the people that I would go up against. Hence why I had a 3 out of 4 ratio of winning. So basically, if I had 4 bouts, I'd win 3 of them, which I think is pretty good. I mean, especially for someone who wasn't like ultra. Like I was never one of those people who's like, oh, let me breed the perfect Pokemon so I'll have the perfect stats. I was like, I'll just play it because for me it was all about the move set versus the stats.
Well, yeah. Well, both are actually important.
Well, they are when you're dealing at the highest levels, but typically speaking, most people aren't dealing at the highest levels. They're dealing with like people like most of the time, especially when I first got into it, like they were talking Gen 1, so this is a long time ago. Like
you're talking about people that use same type trickery.
No, these were the people who the only strategy they learned from Pokemon was from watching that shitty ass TV show. So these were I've got Pikachu, so I'm gonna win. I'm like,
yeah. There's variety, then there's dumb variety.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you understand this, but shitty Pokemon.
Then there's using game-breaking mons like Tauros and Alakazam.
Yeah.
Fancy.
But Alakazam, look, Alakazam took, like, Tauros and Alakazam took time to get. It took time to trap a Alakazam, or it took time to trade your Kadabra so that it would become an Alakazam. It took time to catch a Tauros or a Scyther or a Kangaskhan. It took time to that still was part of the game. But those bastards like, yeah, I'm gonna use Pikachu because Pikachu's in this shitty ass anime and he's so badass. I'm like, Pikachu sucks. The only thing that Pikachu's special stat sucks. The only thing that's good about it is that it's fast. But if you have a Diglett or a Dugtrio that knows Dig, Pikachu's fucked.
I would have went with Sandslash myself, but to each their own.
Well, Sandslash is kind of slow, so it's got a higher base defense. But I mean, like Pikachu, like basically one Dig and one ground type Pokemon that knows Dig that has decent special Pikachu and decent physical attack, because if it's a ground type Pokemon, it uses Dig. In Gen 1, before they changed the stuff, like it would do special damage and physical damage because it was a ground type. It's destruction. Like, why would you?
Ground, the type in the past determined if it was physical or special.
Yeah, so it was kind of like how your Snorlaxes in Gen 1 and Gen 2 were almost like legendary Pokemon, because basically, like Snorlax was really slow, but it had so much health and such high physical attack that it was almost like its HP was so high that it was almost as good as having a high defense. So you taught your Snorlax body slam, rest, and then two other moves that complemented that, like Toxic or Hyper Beam or Ice, like something like Metronome was a fun one for me. That's the time I imported my Snorlax from into Pokemon Stadium, and it used Metronome and Fly against a plant type and killed it. That was so much fun.
I was gonna say, Metronome is the troll move, because you never know what to do, and it could lead to some salt.
It was hilarious to me. I was like, "This is."
I would say that Metronome is the troll move, as far as I know it, because you never know what you're gonna get, and someone's always left feeling salted.
Yeah. I remember Tri-Attack. Like you used to be able to teach that attack to your Pokemon. Tri-Attack. Tri-Attack was an attack that it did
but nowadays it's not that good as it used to be.
Yeah, they nerfed it, so I hate when they do that.
Sad times.
I mean, normal types used to be physical based, but ever since the physical special split,
Gen 4
was now changed into a special move.
Yeah,
as it was intended to be. Since it being physical based, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Oh well. But anyway, yes, I am I got tired of people always thinking that psychic types were so powerful, because basically I would destroy my friend's psychic types in the original gens with a normal type, because psychic types, typically speaking, they have high special, but their physical defense sucks. So like a Mega Punch and they're done, except for Drowsy and Hypno and Drowsy, because those motherfuckers they have
more defensive.
Yeah, but they're really slow, which is kind of like the trade-off. But anyway, yeah, I'm old school Pokemon. That's what I used to play. back in the day, like old school Pokemon. And I know some people are going to get mad because they're like, yeah, you're talking about how it was back in the day. There were some things that were good back in the day, and there were some things that sucked back in the day. It was cool how you could basically just, you didn't have to pay as much attention to breeding because back in the day you didn't have breeding.
Well, in Gen 1 you didn't. Gen 2 it was
they
kind of
finally
small.
added, they kind of added breeding, but Gen 3 is where breeding really took off. That's where things really,
erupted.
When they introduced IVs and natures.
Yeah. IVs and natures are when breeding, because people I know people who would sit there and just fucking they would start a game, restart, so that they get the perfect nature for their Pokemon. And I'm like, I mean, that just takes the fun out of it. That's when I stopped being so much into playing competitively, because people just got way too into the mechanics of it, like the fun of the competition for me of Pokemon.
But don't you enjoy complex mechanics? Because that's supposed to be the way games should go when they get sequels later on, and you'll get mad if they try to move.
I mean, no,
simplify
I
it.
have nothing against the actual thing. I got mad at how people would try and game the system with IVs and with effort values and
Yet you're not bothered on finding certain strategies to break the game.
Well, I mean, in single player, no. In competitively, yes. Because I mean, didn't you hear me say earlier that I built teams that were built around taking out people who had really strong, high tier, uber powerful Pokemon. So basically, my team was built to take out people who did shit like that, and I was good at it. I kicked their ass because they're like, yeah, I restarted my game 25 times to get the perfect nature and raise it to get the perfect effort value, and I'm like, yeah, and I just fucking decimated your team with my team, so fuck off. And then they'd have to go back to the drawing board, and they'd like, how'd you beat me? It's like, because you focus too much on numbers and not enough on spirit, son. But actually, it's like, I will tell anyone this. It's always been about, for me, when I built my teams, it was always about the move set you teach your Pokemon. The move set and using moves that fit your overall strategy. Don't get too attached to one Pokemon on your team. It's the group strategy, not just that one Pokemon. Because if you build your team around one fucking Pokemon, one or two Pokemon, if they get taken out, your whole team is fucked. Don't do that. So you people who build your entire team around Tyranitar and Whelmer and Wailord.
People hardly use Wailord in their strategy teams. Only Tyranitar.
Well, I mean, because Wailord gets the bonus for using water attacks, which can be kind of useful if you use an attack that basically changes the nature of the field. That can kind of do some cool stuff. But I'm just saying, just don't do that. Don't build your entire team. I'm using that as an example. Don't build your entire team around one or two Pokemon, because if they get taken out, your entire team is fucked. But anyway, that's just me.
I guess that pretty much ends this podcast.
Yes, and it was right around the same time. Even though we started a little bit late, we're still ending around the same time. It's still an hour and a half. So who wants to give their sign-offs first?
I should start off mine. This is Speaking Off the Big Game Facts, where we talk about facts and opinions in the game sphere. I'm still working on what gaming-related article I should post first, as I'm brainstorming. So I'll have to wait a little bit longer. That'll be all.
All right. And Anyone else? Joel?
I actually am having a hard time thinking about it, so take it this one, Red.
All right, it's me, Mr. Red Fox. You can reach me on, right below this video, you can find my handy dandy link thing, which can basically, you can reach me at mrredfoxbsbusters@gmail.com or at Twitter at Matthew Wesley at mrredfox91. So yeah, you can send me info. You can ask for you can leave topic suggestions, ask questions. Heck, if you want to be on the podcast, you can send me the information and I'll send you the information. We'll correspond with each other and see if we can make that shit happen. So with that being said, that's the end of the podcast. Thank you. Remember, rate, comment, share, subscribe, and peace and good night.
Hype responsibly.
And fuck EA, Activision, and Tencent, Epic.